Hey yo, what's going on with my newly owned family, man? I hope everybody's having a blessed day. And y'all out there getting to it. Don't let nothing hold you back, and don't let nobody get in your way. Today, I bring you the story of the viral couple, Jamal and his second child's mother. Imagine living life to your own standards. Then you wake up in the worst dream of your life, where the standards become a luxury, and the ability to function now comes with requirements. Imagine the first person you see isn't your mom or anyone from your immediate family. Nobody but your second child's mother and her parent. Imagine how you may feel that you went through and are going through what you are and nobody is there. You're going to immediately feel the disappointment and more than likely lean towards the love you see and are receiving, which in Jamal's case will be his loving second child's mother. Or if she really is loving as she and her mother will portray? Or was it all a scam that started right before Jamal's tragic event? Kick back as I walk you through the scam of a lifetime. April of 2020, an incident would occur where Jamal would be shot in the head and left for dead. From what I've been able to gather, the real story isn't clear as for there are different versions of the incident. But after hearing his second child's mother speak on several situations, there is one story that sticks out and seems like it could be what really happened. And that story is that Jamal and a buddy of his, I'll leave the name anonymous. That's not what we're here for. But they took something from some people, and those people didn't appreciate it. So they came for another type of conversation in which Jamal and his friend didn't know they were coming to talk, and Jamal ended up being hurt in the conversation. Why I said this sounds more likely to have happened, I'll let you hear for yourself.
That man gave me power of attorney before he got hurt and said, you know what? I'm in a situation, shit go left. I want you to take care of my medical. I want you to take care of my finances. So all that other bird shit y'all talking about, remember that. Does your person love you that much?
Hearing that, I asked myself, what situation could he have been in where this would have been something that was needed, besides him seeing the fatal demise being possible and having the ability to strike at any time? Then I started thinking about the life insurance policy again. And as a person from the street with the IQ level to comprehend that I have, something about that didn't sit right with me. Being that Jamal had a child from a past relationship, one would assume that if he wrote a life insurance policy for her, he surely would have done it for his firstborn. So I asked a couple people if they can get in contact with his first child's mother and ask if she knew about the policy. And this is where I would find my first lie. Now, when asked about the life insurance policy, she recalls the day he did it because he called her immediately after signing the paperwork placed in front of him by his second child's mother and her mom and stated, I just signed life insurance papers for her and her baby, in which she replied, what the fuck are you talking about? And he said her and her mom just had me sign a life insurance policy for $1 million, in which she then replied, is our child's name on the policy? In which he told her no, but gave her permission to file a policy for her and their son. Instead, she settled for child support. After hearing that, it dawned on me, and I said, she was lying about ever not knowing about the policy, being the fact that she and her mother are the ones that presented the policy to him. Now, at this point, something's starting to come over me. Being that I'm the parent of a TBI survivor myself and have been alienated by my child's mother during the time, I wanted to see why his family and the people who loved him weren't there while he was in the hospital and after he got out. When I would come across basically a restraining order on his entire immediate family. Come to find out, due to the fact that the second child's mother had a POA, she was able to put a keep away order on the family at the hospital. So when she says they weren't there, well, I mean, you told the people they couldn't be there. So of course they weren't present. But after everything I started uncovering, neither is the truth in your mom or your story. Now, this whole POA thing started fucking with me. And I ain't gonna hold you. I got a little pissed off because what she said didn't make sense. I'm gonna let y'all hear it for yourself.
Jamal got in some trouble in 2018, 2019, and he had went to jail, and we had to figure out who was going to be able to control his cars, his money, and his health if something was to go wrong. So he made me his power of attorney, which is his POA. And this is something that you guys can...
At this point, I'm just screaming, cap, 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 cap. Now hear me out. I ain't calling Jamal no fool, nor am I trying to downplay his intelligence. But let's be for real. He bought $1 million policy on his own. And on top of it, because he was going to prison, he told you he wanted you to be his POA. Now to anybody in life itself that knows anybody young, wild, or in the streets, period, that not only talks like that using words of that nature, but actually carries out their actions. Yeah, I bet my last heartbeat on that shit being a lie on top of it. You mean to tell me it's not about money, it's about love. But you said no twice to marrying him because you didn't feel like he did enough. But in the same interview, you said after 2 years, you said yes. So $1 million life insurance policy and granting you POA was what was needed, huh? Although it be weird, let's just move along. I told myself then, you know what? Just go see. And see exactly what he was being charged with and going to prison for that would make him decide at this point in time that this was the extreme that he needed to go through. Now, in 2018 and 2019, only things Jamal would be charged with were... Now at this point, I'm finding nothing that would give cause to him signing over power of attorney to a woman who didn't even want to marry him. Like really, he's in danger of what? Traffic laws? Yeah, all right. But I would find a conviction for a drive-by shooting in 2013. So doing the math on that, I would believe he was down for 5 years. Now, after finding this, I'm like, now why would she lie like that? What would make a man who was just convicted of a drive-by shooting all of a sudden start talking about life insurance and POA? I would bet the farm, the shooting, the policy, and POA probably happened within 6 months of each other. And that's why she ain't pulled a plug. The insurance people probably won't pay out for that. Who knows? But love was the last reason. I guarantee it. Now myself is telling myself, oh shit, this ain't looking like it's supposed to look. So then that prompted me to go back and look at that restraining order a little closer. And this is where I found the scam. Yup, scammers. Now, Open Roads LLC is who claimed to be Jamal's guardian. Yet he resides at Renita Hervey's house. I later found that's supposed to be the mom's name. And I say suppose because this lady has been to prison. Yet I don't see the conviction under her name on this document. So I figured, let me look further into this Open Roads place. Because they went to court to become his guardian in June of 2021, where they were granted guardian status and conservatorship. Only thing is, this business is bullshit. And the name they have tied to the business is even more bullshit. You mean to tell me that since 2021, this company has no website, no phone number, no physical address, one member named Donald Horseman? I mean, they don't even have a Facebook. Yet they have the credentials and abilities to be Jamal's guardian, and not to mention only Jamal as a patient. Yet they claim somewhere around $60K, and it's a non-profit organization. They thought tying the DUNS number to it would make it okay. But in the state of Minnesota, you can't file a LLC with a P.O. box. So how their address is one has me confused. At this point, the power of attorney now is in question due to the fact it has to be stamped by a notary with Jamal there, and it has to be in written form, date, and timestamp. But despite all that, I really can't say the family lying about anything. I got sent the video of Jamal finding out about his brother going to jail for taking him to therapy, in which case he knew nothing about it, and his reaction lets you know he didn't know nothing about it.
Why the fuck they talking shit talking about a motherfucker taking them to a facility? No, his brother who's right here was taking him to Courage Kennedy for physical therapy, and that bitch set my cousin up and called the police. My cousin was on the run on the felony motherfucker warrants, and he's taking his brother to physical therapy, and Shauna set him motherfucker up and got his brother sent
My middle name is Lynn, bitch. You acting like that's
I'm
not
not
it.
supposed y'all the fake ass motherfucking power of attorney. It was filed. June 2021. This was filed. No, this was filed months or a year later after he was shot. Scooter was shot in April of 2020. It got filed while we was in. It got filed June 7th, 2021. I have the documents. That was after the fact. So that means when we were at North Memorial and the family was in the emergency room right there in the walkway.
Do y'all got? Since y'all want to know,
They instantly, the mom instantly came and told us that we couldn't be there. It's a power of attorney that we couldn't be there. The mom couldn't be there, and they couldn't answer no more questions for us. Whole time that was a motherfucking lie.
So now, after hearing that, it just confirmed all my beliefs when I said that they already had a keep away on the other side of his family when they got to the hospital. Now, what would have allowed them to do that? Like the family member said, she brought up the POA. So I start thinking, you know what? This goes back to when she said she knew nothing about the life insurance policy.
Because one thing I didn't know is, I felt like if he ever did leave one, I was like, he'd probably leave me like 500 or something like that. That nigga left me $1 million. $1 million. He was like, I'm going to make sure you, that baby straight, we good. That little man left me $1 million. And I was like, you know what? What's $1 million without you, though? Like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to be crying with it? Like, y'all got to understand, money is the root of evil.
Which was a lie. So then I said, you know what? When she asked him if he was just over there signing shit, and he said, yeah, he could have just as well have been signing not only the life insurance policy, but also the POA. And from what I hear, her mother is one hell of a scam artist. So this is more than likely how this was even pulled off. Not to mention, she states that he gave her POA so she can handle all of his financials, his money, his cars, his estate, all of this good, glorious things, as well as his health. But per this paperwork, Jamal had nothing. He had nothing. Upon the signing of this paperwork, he had nothing. And the guardian is Donald Horseman. So I'm really confused at this point. Think what y'all want, but if you ask me, Jamal gets fed a script and he carries out his role, just simply due to the fact that in order for this scam to work, he has to be tricked into being a part of the scam, to scam himself basically, while being made believe he's receiving fame. Like the video with the mom asking him if he cheated. He's performing his role, and to be quite honest, he's doing an okay job, but his eyes tell you that there's coaching going on where you can't see.
So let's get some tea out. Before your relationship, right? Who was the cheater in y'all's relationship? We couldn't hear that. We couldn't hear that. They want to know, they think they spilling some tea, so here. Before you were injured, who was the cheater in your relationship? Was it you or her? Are you sure? I'm asking you, are you sure? Are you sure it was you? Were you a cheater? I'm asking you. I didn't really mess with you too much with it back then. Huh? Look at, he's smiling. Were you a cheater? A little bit? Yeah. Okay. Have you been with another girl since your injury?
Once I seen that, the jig was up. See, the thing with TBI survivors, you can't let them just talk freely, fulfill what they may say due to their inability to be dishonest. And you can also influence them to say things easily. Whatever was being done by her off camera is what got him saying what he was saying on camera. Then she goes on to bring up a sneaky link he's lived with. You mean to tell me they don't know these women's names or anything? And why aren't these women coming forward? I mean, there are supposed to be receipts. Why tell us about him if you ain't gonna produce him? Also, I have yet to find any types of videos throughout their whole journey that lets me see or expresses him being a cheater and him never living with them. So if there are any, I would hope someone could point me in the direction of them, because I would like to watch them as well.
Yeah. Once Jamal was able to move around in a wheelchair and stuff, he wasn't fully healed, but he didn't have a feeding tube or you didn't have a trach. He moved in with his sneaky link, right?
I did.
Y'all hear that? So this is what I say: be prepared. What? Your trach was gone. Yes, it was. It was. You did not leave the house with your trach like that. You want me to show you a video?
No.
Yeah. So that's what I say when I say be prepared to, if you guys asking questions, be prepared for the answer, not the answer y'all make up. Because I got the man right here. And again, I just asked, were y'all aware that Jamal lived with his sneaky link? And it got quiet. And y'all talk about me being messy. No, y'all dead wrong when y'all come on here. And now I'm going to jump on the Lynn bandwagon. When y'all talk about Lynn, who has done nothing with her pure heart, but tried to bring Jamal back to the best he can be. And y'all want to come on here and shame.
Now I want y'all to notice that when she says, y'all hear that? When he says, yeah, he's actually talking about his trach, not living with a sneaky link. And he tried to grab her attention so he can correct her on it, but she wouldn't listen. But you know, I'm glad she's bandwagon jumping for the world to see, because I'm actually building them shits now. So watch how we pull up for Maul. I'ma dig a little deeper into this whole thing now, because if the roles were reversed, people would want Jamal to pay with his life. So as a black man, a father, and just a stand-up soldier, I can't sit and watch what could possibly be the scam of a lifetime happen, and that brother gotta suffer all over again. So until next time, stay dangerous so you can keep yourself safe. Just don't hurt nobody. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Is this lifelong love, or has it been a lifetime scam? Also, subscribe to the page and hit that bell and let me know if my content is something that you would like to keep seeing. Also, hit the thumbs up so this video can make it through the algorithm and people can see exactly what's going on in this young brother's life. To everybody that's watching, God bless you and amen.